kind of about, or your word should be your bond, and that a man is no better than his word. If a man does not keep his word, it just does something to me. Because I think that it's a part of becoming a man. It's a part of being a man. It's a part of being in the image of God. And we speak things. Our tongue has the power of life and death in it. And so we know that we're very powerful people. And we know that we're in the image of God. And therefore we can create things. Because especially when you're very aware and focused in on the fact that you are in the image of God and that you have power. So when I meet a man that's supposed to be of a certain caliber and they disappoint you, it's some men that, it's like, okay. You can almost, at least within me, I can read them already by their intentions. Something about just their aura, or something about them when I see that they don't operate or don't hold these things important. Some of us are really good talkers, and academia can really kind of throw you off, because a lot of times I think that just because a person they may talk a good game, but then they don't live up to their words, and they don't operate in it. And you give them enough time to prove themselves that, okay, this is a pattern. All of us, can make mistakes, but when you see a person making a pattern of these things, and then they're the first ones to complain about when this happens to them. But it's really important to me, especially in our community as blacks. We really need to learn how to unite as African Americans. If we're going to really be able to rise and be a productive people, and a people that can hold together and build together, we've really got to learn how to respect our word, because this to me is one of the biggest problems in our community. We can't depend on each other. We don't trust each other. And turn left. And I know we must learn to forgive. Even the Bible says, we forgive 7 times 7. I'm not even on that, because I'm not. You can do what you want to do for 7 times 70 times. You kind of become a fool when you just keep doing that over and over and over for the same thing. So our brothers, I try to give more leniency for younger men, but when they get to where they are up in age and they, maybe even have doctorate degrees, because I work and I move among men who are somewhat what I call educated, or with a higher education. And it's very disappointing when you see this among people that you're really trying to build with, because they don't keep their word. And these are very basic things. These are basic principles that must be in place in order for me to work with anyone. And it's not about your degree, because I think that all men, we are equal in the sense of in the image of God. And some of us have certain gifts, and some of us have certain weaknesses. We all have weaknesses, we all have strengths. But when you're dealing with something as basic as dependability, and someone gives you their word, and they do it over and over and over, they never apologize. And I notice this among the younger men. These younger men, they violate these rules of respect, and they feel like they have no need to fix or to acknowledge that they dropped the ball. Somehow they are they have this pride that says, I don't need to answer to you. And that's just not good as any kind of man. You know, you should be respectable and you should be respected. We should be respected and we should be respectable. And when I see this, and sometimes these are men who profess to be Christians, okay? And even with that, I don't expect people to be perfect. But when you understand Christianity, even Christianity at this level, you should understand what it means to be in the image of God, and to understand that your words have power and that your actions have power. And when you do things that against another, you should be quickly able to at least try to amend that, because relationships are important. Why? Because relationships is how we build. I don't care whether it's a relationship. You can have a relationship with a book, you know, an inanimate object. All of these are different types of relationships. But when we are dealing with our people and building, this is very foundational. And until we can teach each other, I guess that's why I'm making this video, in hope that anyone who operates with me understand that your word is your bond. And I cannot build with you, and maybe you don't want to build with me or anybody else. But if you're going to make a difference in this world, you're certainly going to have to be able to work with everybody, or the majority, because we cannot build without each other. You can't build no man is an island. You must be able to connect with other people, and the more people that you can connect with, the better builder you can be, because all of us are here in this world and we have a purpose. So I did this video in frustration, understanding that this is something that I want to try to find a remedy to. I have another call coming in. And this is something that we have to overcome as a people. We have really got to learn to respect and to honor each other's time, you know. And it kind of reminds me of, I even have to improve in the area in reference to time and respecting other people's time. But I think that if I find myself not respecting your time, it's because I've lost respect for you. And then I will not treat you in a way that I know that you do not deserve. Okay, so respect is a two-way street. So even in this is a reason why I knew that it was time for me to retire, because I found that the system, and maybe not so much the system, maybe some people in position in this system did not respect me as a person, and therefore, you know, in the back of my mind, I've never jumped and moved for them, because the level of respect had already been lost, and the way it operates, it is never going to be fixed. So now I'm at this point dealing with people in whom I'm might be trying to build with. Maybe that's it. Once I find out that you do not respect me, then that's it. But that may not be a good place to be, but it's where I am right now. And I think this is when a person violates that part of of me as far as respect, I kind of have to move them out of the way. And so I'm going to have to give this some more thought right now, because this is in my spirit. This is in my trying to understand the frustration of this. Because if I cannot resolve this, and others cannot resolve this, then we'll never be able to work together. And then our people, then we are in trouble. I suppose once I can find the answer, then I would know how to move from here. But the answer is not all the time. The answer is not necessarily quitting. It's about trying to find the answers to pull people together and to move people to a place to where we learn to respect each other. And for whatever reason that might be, I think that these things should be able to be spoken about or talked about. And that's when a conversation has to happen. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is urging me to have a conversation. Whether it is worth it, I guess I have to feel that it is worth it. I was listening to this song this morning about hope. And it was like, if you give up on all hope, then things are pretty much over. So we can't really, I really don't have the luxury of giving up. So maybe that's the answer. Maybe that's what God is saying in my spirit right now, is that we have to learn how to move past or become victorious in these challenges to bring our people together. So a conversation has to happen. And maybe it has to happen more than once. But if we all operated like this, we would never come together, and we would never be able to accomplish anything in life. And I am so concerned about us as a people, as a nation, you know, all the things that we go through in this country. But these are very basic things. And when I see this happen to the cream of the crop, men that I know that are well educated, doing financially well, probably looked up to in the community, but yet they're lacking in a very basic principle of just being respectful, just being a real man. And when I say that, I mean in the sense of the image of God. I'm not talking about gender, because even a woman can be a man, a woman of her words, because she's in the image of God also. And men, we really should have this thing in place to where we respect each other, and that our word means something. And when a man gets to the point where his word means nothing, or he choose whom his word should have some weight for, his word should have weight for everybody, anyone. You know, it does not matter about your background. I give you respect. I don't care where you come from. I don't care about your background. If I feel that my background is somewhat better, then that means I have the obligation to do the greater thing. I heard one gentleman said to me, which I had heard the quote, I knew the quote, and he said, what was that quote? To whom much is given, much is required. To whom much is given, much is required. So With that in mind, understand that I've been given, oh my goodness, I've been given a lot. And I've had a lot of opportunities. And it concerns me when I am not giving my best, when I'm not doing my best, and when I'm not operating in the way in which God has impressed upon my heart to operate in truth. In truth. So maybe that is the word that comes forth from out of me this day about responsibility, about respect, learning to love and to respect one another. And if we cannot do that, we're doomed. And if you cannot do that, you're not a part of the answer. If you have not found that this is important for you to do, then you are not a part of the answer. And you cannot be a chosen man. Chosen men act to the best of their ability to be respectful and to be responsible and to be true and to walk in the truth and to walk in your truth, understanding that there's a your truth. There is a your truth, because no one else can live the life or has lived the life that you have. We're all individuals. We all have backgrounds that we have to deal with and that we have to overcome, and we have to become victorious. And again, a word from victory. Peace, brothers and sisters. Family. Love you. Till next time. Peace. Hello, family. This is Mr. E. If you would like to support the works of Mr. E or any of Ezell's productions, you may make your donations at Cash App. You will use $EKUFIE, EKUFIE, or you may make your payments through check or money order made out to Anthony Ezell or to Ezell's Productions, LLC. That address is P.O. Box 492, Jackson, Alabama, 36545. Or you may contact us at the phone number of 251-709-1123. Thank you.